All right, so going to be doing a comic review, another book sent to me by my friend Chris. Thank you as always, brother. Today we're going to be talking about Black Canary, Best of the Best. This is by Tom King with Ryan Shook and Dave Stewart on artwork. So yeah, as you guys know, I'm a big Tom King fan, and I do acknowledge that I don't like even though I'm a big fan of his work, I don't like everything he writes. Recently I talked about my displeasure with Danger Street. I didn't really care much for that comic. But this was a nice rebound book. Like after, because I was like, man, Danger Street was such a slog. I was really interested in reading this book because I was really curious to see what a Black Canary book by Tom King would look like. So we're going to talk about that. So the book basically is Black Canary versus Lady Shiva in a no-holds-bar fight for 6 issues. It's a little oversimplifying it, but there's more to it. But of course, there's more to it with a Tom King book. Basically, Black Canary and Lady Shiva have basically are going for a fight to see who's the best fighter in the world, and it's more or less like until someone says I quit. Like that's how long the fight's gonna go. Like they just keep going and keep fighting. But there's a little more going on. Essentially what it is that Dinah has agreed to throw the fight in round 6 by order of Vandal Savage. Why would Dinah work for Vandal Savage? Why would she throw a fight against... why would she do that? You know, Dinah wouldn't willingly work with Vandal Savage. The reason being, Dinah's mom is dying, and Vandal has the cure. So Vandal's just like... You know, there's going to be a lot of money thrown into this, and I like money. I enjoy a lot of money, and I'll get to where we are canonically with this book. I also think this probably was meant to be like maybe a Black Label book, because there's a lot of canon stuff in here that really doesn't make sense. But yeah, so Dinah agrees if Vandal does his end of the bargain, she'll go down in the 6. Literally, like. If this was like Pulp Fiction. Like, even like Vandal Savage gives the whole speech is like, you know, there's going to be a feeling in the back of your head. That's pride. Fuck pride. Yeah. So the comic, and you're probably wondering, well, why does Vandal want that? Like, he's immortal. Why does he want all that? Well, it turns out that literally this fight is so big, it's being broadcast throughout space. Yeah, literally there are, like, Tamarin, Daxam, all these other worlds throughout the galaxy are watching this fight. There's a lot of money put on this fight. So Vandal is like, yeah, let's do that. So the comic cuts between the fight between Dinah and Shiva, while at the same time talking about, you know, the lead up to the fight where Dinah's training with her mom, to get into, get in the headspace. And her mom, remember, her mom is the original. Black Canary isn't the first Black Canary. Her mom was. So her mom basically really drills into her of this. This is very much like a, movie, a comic about, moms and daughters and their, parental stuff being put upon the child and expectations. There's a lot of that. And this is also a pretty solid fight between the two of them, because it cuts back and, man, does Shiva and Dinah really beat the ever-loving hell out of each other. Like, there is just some solid work in here from the artists. Let me see if I can find, like, a good page. I'm so professional on this channel, I swear. Yeah, I'm trying to find like a solid... There we go. It's fights like that, like, yeah. And the commentary is told through the announcers. Like, throughout the comic, it's not really like, there's no real inner dialogue or anything like that. It's more about these two announcers, these two commentators throughout the fight. Now, if you're wondering why I said this was possibly a Black Label book, is because there's a lot of... It doesn't feel like it's in continuity, because remember, Savage right now is the commissioner of Gotham. Long story. And Shiva's kind of dead right now. in the Cassandra Cain Batgirl books. So this is kind of like its own little story. But yeah, I also love, like, again, there's a lot of great fights. This is also a great story about, like, you know, the generation, the expectations of a parent to a child. There's also, like, again, this also feels very un-Tom King. Like, this doesn't really feel like a Tom King book you would read, especially like after how again, it was just nice to remember that Tom King's a really good writer. After, you know, Danger Street was just like such a slog to get through. But this was a nice bounce back, and it reminds me, oh yeah, Tom King is a great writer, and this is also like something I would suggest if you wanted to read like a Tom King book that wouldn't depress you, because it's actually a lot less depressing than you would think. Also, like, there's great banter between her and her mom. There's some great jokes. There's also some great stuff with, of course, Ollie as well. I love the fact that, like, they're like the Justice League is literally crashing at Ollie's house to watch the fight on pay-per-view, and he's like, "Do you know who's gonna win?" He's like, "I don't. What? She never told me about this. What the fuck is this?" So yeah, I really recommend Black Canary Best of the Best. It's a cool, self-contained story. It will get you emotional, and if you are a fan of Dinah, you're definitely, like, Tom King does a great job of honoring both Black Canary of the Justice League and the Black Canary of the Justice Society. So, Chris, brother, thank you for this book as well as others. You know, I always appreciate the help you give. So yeah. But you guys tell me in the comments below if you've read Black Canary Best of the Best. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Just let me know in the comments below. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.